This is Highgate Cemetery, the burial place of greats such as Karl Marx and George Eliot. And I'm here to meet a band who've already been hailed as one of the greatest of the 90s. Over the past 2 years, no band have received more critical acclaim than Suede, but are the darlings of the press, darlings in real life. All the media attention that you've been paid, some good, some bad, would you say it's been the kiss of life or the kiss of death?
Yeah, well, there's certain sort of sections of the media and stuff that has their idea about what you are, and they're trying desperately to sort of fit you into shape and stuff. But, you know, they've kind of written everything about you before they've even sort of experienced it, and that's not really worth. You know, you always get people always trying to pigeonhole you and put you in categories and stuff.
Where would you say your songs are coming from?
Everywhere, really everywhere. I think that's one of the most successful things about the band. I think that's one of the best things about the band is the fact that we tend not to write to formula.
Do you always find your shirts too small?
No, I'm a very muscly person. I always spring out of them.
Pop over.
Like Incredible Hulk.
How much would you say your image is in your own hands?
It's all in our own hands. They're in our own hands.
It is.
Because if we're the kind of band, we are a band that makes, plays on our own records and writes our own songs, and we're kind of what you'd call a traditional pop band, I suppose, with guitars and stuff. And when you come from that kind of background, the kind of backgrounds that we come from, and the kind of things we grew up with, then you always take for granted that you're going to be involved in every step of the way in everything that you do.
People sort of talk about sort of styling and image and stuff with people in the pop industry, but you really can't be something you're not. Really, you can't get away with it. That was a very kind of 1980s idea that everyone could be manipulated.
What's so fantastic about playing live?
Well, you can do a lot of things that you can't do in ordinary life. When you go on stage and you suddenly realise you can stick your tongue out in front of 6,000 people, that's quite a nice thing to be able to do. When you can go up stage and go, ah, and then everyone goes, ah, it's really weird, and then you go, oh, and then everyone goes, oh. You can do silly things. I mean, look at Brett, for God's sake. You go, ah, in front of all these people. It's like, you don't see him doing that when he's walking down Highgate High Street.
Why is the new single so long? 8.5 minutes. Stay together.
Because I enjoy playing the guitar, and I couldn't stop. And it's just fun. Sometimes when you're making a record, sometimes you just want to make it 2 minutes long, and so you can jump up and down. And sometimes you want to put everything into it. And with this particular record, I think we all put just everything into it.
Somebody who'd never sort of met you before, how would you describe you as people? like just 4 boys from, you know, London? We're
all male models. We're all sex parts.